Hello and welcome to another edition of It's My Life with your host Chaya and of course an interesting guest with me. So today we're going to talk about management. Not really about life, but management education, which is a big buzzword today. Any student out of engineering college, you're going to ask them, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to do my MBA. I said, yeah, and what about the engineering? Well, I got into it because my parents wanted me to get into it, but now I want to do MBA. So MBA is now the most glamorous education. Everyone wants to get into that because I asked some of them, why do you want to do MBA? Oh, the package is good when we finish. Okay, so you don't really want to know about management, but you want to get good package. And today I have a guest who's going to talk all about it, the myths about it, the reality about it. Okay, so get ready to listen to my guest, who is Dr. Anitha Ramachander, who heads business schools. Okay, she's the director of the Adarsh College, which is a B school, and I'm looking forward to listening to a lot of management jargon from her.
Thank you.
Okay.
Currently, I'm heading Adarsh Institute of Management and Information Technology as well as Adarsh Business School.
Okay.
The difference is Adarsh Institute of Management and Information Technology is affiliated to the University of Bangalore, whereas Adarsh Business School has got autonomous programs.
What is the difference between the two? Management and here you say business school.
Yes.
So how is one different from the other?
Both are...
Information technology is
with
IT.
MCA, IT.
Okay. So these two now.
These two. It's like MBA and MCA are the curriculum from Bangalore University.
Okay.
So it is a complete university's program.
Syllabus
the curriculum,
is given.
syllabus, everything is prescribed by the university.
Okay.
Whereas Adarsh Business School, it's got an autonomous program which is formed by us. The curriculum is made by me rather. It's like PGDM course.
Okay. So it's a 2-year course or a...
It's a 2-year course.
Like a regular MBA in
It's
any
like regular
IMs.
MBA.
Okay.
We are not supposed to use the word MBA when it comes to autonomous programs.
Okay.
So that is the reason why we use the word postgraduate.
Okay. But it is at the end of it, what's the degree that they get?
A PGDM. They do get a PGDM.
Not MBA.
Not MBA.
So MBA is restricted to only IIMs?
MBA, even IIMs, it's not as autonomous. It's an autonomous program, so it is also called a PGDM. It's not MBA program.
Only the institute is called IIM?
Yeah, it is called IIM, and it's prestigious. It is top of any B school. So it's got its own program, but still it's called IIM program. That's it. It is a PGDM program.
Okay, it's a PGDM program. So what do you write there next to your name? I mean, like you say BA, MA, LLB and things like that. So when you finish your program, what do they write next to their name?
They do write as
PGDM?
Usually they write as IMB, IMC. They don't usually mention it, if at all.
No, from your college.
It is for me. It's my students write as MBA. MBA, MCA, they do write after the name.
So MBA is allowed?
Allowed.
To be written there.
For Bangalore University students, it is permitted.
Okay. So now let's get back to how did you get into this whole thing? Let's start from Anitha from her school days. Because nothing happens overnight, isn't it? You are where you are because you went through a whole lot of things. So what are those things that you went through?
It could be from my school days, if you want to know.
Yeah.
I come from Chennai. My schooling is from Chennai. I did it in St. Dominic's Anglo-Indian Girls Higher Secondary School, which belongs to this Church Park Convent of Chennai. So I belong to that. Once I finished that, I entered SIT college. I did my MCom there. Then at Tiraj College, I did my MPhil there. And my thesis was highly commended.
Okay. What was it on?
It is on marketing, brand positioning of ice creams. Because ice creams is my favorite.
Okay.
So I thought, let me do my research also on ice creams to see which is the best.
Ice creams. I've heard of people eating ice creams, but not doing a thesis on ice creams. Did you have to eat a lot of ice cream to do your thesis?
No, not at all. It was just out of curiosity I did, because I want to know what is it so nice. And it started how they manufacture ice creams. It all started in China. So when you do the research, actually you know where it goes to.
What was manufactured in China? Ice cream?
Ice creams. The first part of it, like the crystal form of it, the ice itself was taken, then the color. I was going into the depth of it.
You mean they invented ice cream?
They invented, started from there. And there are so many other places like it was happening.
Okay.
But everybody started innovating on it, giving it a look with adding milk to it, flavor to it. And so I was so interested to know about it. Why am I liking ice cream? So let me also study about it. It was easy actually, because that was a time when not many players were in the market also.
Yeah, okay.
We had very less players. If I could remember, it's Hudson Foods Arun Ice Creams in Chennai, which was leading. So I thought, let me also find out.
What about all these other names like Quality and...
No, those days it was not. The quality was there, but not with walls. Quality walls is different. We had just Quality at that time. Quality ice creams was there. Joy ice creams were there.
Yeah.
And we had private parlors, ice cream parlors. Even they were taken into...
Where they made their own.
Where they made their own.
Okay.
And customized ice creams were given to... It was not... 20 years ago, it was totally a different scenario there.
You know, I remember when we were kids, my grandmother had a bucket in which she would fill up all salt and ice and everything. And we put milk into another little container inside that, and we kept on churning it, and amazing ice cream came out of it.
Homemade ice creams.
Homemade ice creams. I don't think it's available now, and those buckets are available now.
No, but there are equipments for that. We have... I actually got an equipment in the year 1994 or something, I remember, to make ice creams, but it landed up to be a flop show.
Okay.
So I stopped trying it. It's either let me pay to get my ice creams or making one.
Because they are all made in huge machines and much faster.
You need lots of patience to do it also.
That is true. Like we would go on stirring this.
Yes, and enough cubes have to be
You have to keep on adding the ice cubes. I'm talking about 50 years ago.
I'm just 20 years ago I have done that.
Okay. So it's not outdated as yet. Okay. So when you did this thing on ice cream, marketing ice creams, okay.
Brand positioning. Which brand was on top of mind recall?
Okay.
And why consumers prefer that. For us to like something, it's always top of the mind recall. We remember which is the best. So that product is always in our mind.
That is because of you're inundated with advertising, commercials and
everything
things like
matters, including the price. Price is a huge factor. Affordability. Affordability as well as the varieties available. All those things, criteria were taken. Then I administered questionnaires to all the respondents. They came out with answers. Then finally it came out into a thesis research. It was highly commended. Highly commended is almost similar to gold medal in Bangalore University, Madras University of Madras.
Okay.
So that was it.
And what was the speciality about your thesis? I mean, what did you come to the conclusion at the end of it? It
was Arun Ice Creams, which actually topped the main fact. It was even a common man could afford it. It was not very expensive.
It's the affordability.
Yes. And surprisingly, the story of Arun Ice Cream itself was an inspiration for anyone to go through it.
Like what? What is the story?
The CEO, Chandramohan, he hails from a small, very poor family.
Okay.
He was a government employee. He started in a small way. He quit his job, just like Nirma, and then set up this. It was not giving up. So I had done this personal interview with him. I should have been hardly 20. And please don't guess my age.
No. I don't want to. And the listeners, it doesn't matter what age you are. They can't see you anyway.
So it was like when I interviewed him, I found out that it was hard work. It is sheer hard work that made him achieve what it is. Now I think Arun Ice Cream is spread throughout.
Okay.
In the name of Hudson Foods.
But now you have a whole like Baskin Robbins. And
many.
So many. They're all the foreign ones, right?
Yeah. All the foreign ones are...
If you want indigenous kind, it's Arun Ice Cream is...
It is... No, I'm talking about those days.
Okay. But even now, if you want to say Swaraj and if you want to say Hamara Desh ka ice cream hai, what are they? Does Amul make ice creams also?
Amul ice creams also. Yeah. But those days, and when my research was conducted, Amul was not there. And probably because of the southern region, it was not so popular 20 years ago.
Okay.
But now I think Amul is popular and it come out with varieties.
And now even local like Nandini they also come out with ice cream.
Yes, and we should patronize them.
Now let's come back to after you got your thesis and you finished your thesis, what did you do next?
I was supposed to take up my grandfather's rather, because I keep talking a lot. They considered me very bold.
Yeah, okay.
They wanted me to take up their legal firm. It's called Management Advisors Combine. Now their job is to mediate between the management and the employees.
So like an arbitration kind of.
Yes.
Thing. Okay.
And in fact, I had cleared also the exams for law in Chennai. But I was not so keen. From childhood, the teacher quality was always in me. Always, I still remember as a kid, every time taking the scale and hitting the wall. And
Okay, that's teacher for you.
taking attendance and all those things.
Okay.
It was always that I want to become a teacher, So that passion was there. I need to teach. But then when I started going with my uncle, because they wanted me to take it up full-fledged, some leading companies in Chennai were under us. But I was not so interested the way the arguments went. It was actually making me feel very bad to sit and listen to the confrontations of the employees and the employer. I thought this is not the place where I have to be. It's not where my soul lies. So I just thought, let me move forward. And due to so many other personal reasons also, I didn't want to quit my education. I pursued my MBA, which is a part-time MBA.
Hey, wait a minute now. You did your thesis, MPhil.
Then I went into labor relations.
Then you went to labor relations.
Because I was dragged into it.
LLB?
No, I didn't do any legal course, but they wanted me to do it. So it is, they wanted me to take it forward.
So you didn't do a academic course in that?
No.
Then you came to do your MBA now?
Yes.
Oh, so that MBA booth sawar aap ko bhi.
Yes.
All right.
I thought, let me come back to this itself because that was the time MBA was picking up actually. The late 80s, early 90s, MBA was picking up. It had the momentum. So I thought, let me take up MBA program. I started doing my MBA, enrolled for it. By then I moved to Bangalore with my children.
Where now with this space, when did you get married?
I got married.
You were so busy doing your
when I was
thesis
doing my MCOM.
Okay. Oh, you did your MCOM, then you did the MPhil, and
I was married when I did my MCOM, first year itself.
All right.
So everything changed. I did my MCOM, MPhil after marriage, MBA also after marriage, and PhD also after marriage.
Okay.
So it was.
So this is a good message you can give all young women, that marriage is not the end of it all, right?
Sure. That is, they should not think everything is closed. And moreover, if you have clear goals in life, there's nobody to stop you. It's just an excuse what we give to ourselves that this is not working, that is not working.
But most of them give the excuse that their husband or their in-laws don't allow them. They use this word, I'm not allowed to do it. What do you say about that?
If in that case, I would have not been doing what I wanted. So I also belong to almost the same category with, it's a matter of, from 21 to 30 years of my age, I finished all these degrees with lots of hardship. It is that you're having two small children to look after. It's not going to be a easy task for a mother.
Okay.
But I didn't compromise at home also, because for me, I believe that I should be a first role model to my children. For the students to accept me as a role model, I have to demonstrate that first, because they are the people who are looking at me always. So I balanced my work.
How did you do that? Most people find work-life balance very difficult. So what are your inputs on that, Anitha? On work-life balance. How did you do it? Give it as an experiential case study.
It might be sounding a little tough or rigid for
No,
women.
it doesn't matter. What did you do?
Okay. I don't sleep much. According to me, I love to sleep. It's not that I don't want to sleep. But I always will think in my mind, always will be echoing in my mind, there is enough time for you to sleep when the right age comes.
Okay.
So don't sleep. Not more than 4 hours or 5 hours I would have slept.
Is that enough?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Because the rest of the time I spend for myself. In a day, at least an hour with... This is not something which is a rule which I want to give it to people.
Okay.
But this is what I followed.
Yeah, I want to know what you did.
So it is like, I always don't want to waste my time. With that 1 hour of myself, I did lots of meditation. I do lots of chanting. I follow this Nichiren Daishinan's Buddhism. So I do chanting for it. At the moment I'm talking about, I'm into this for the past 4 years.
I'm talking about in
those
your
days.
Yes.
Even those days, it was always the same pattern. I'm getting up, finishing the household work, then at the same time preparing for my exams. The exams which you would be asking is about UGC NET exam. Now this UGC NET exam was made mandatory for a person to be qualified as a professor or a lecturer.
Yeah, okay.
And there was always negativities around us. People would say that, Anitha, you can't clear it. It is very difficult. You'll at least take 5 times to clear it or 10 times to clear it. I never got bogged with all that. Let anybody talk whatever they want. Every morning, minimum 1 hour, I used to spend only for my UGC exams.
Okay.
I cleared it at first shot.
Oh, okay.
It is tough. But then, the words it was always in my mind. You can't clear it, yes, I will clear it, was always my mind. Finishing all those things, patterns, and before 8 o'clock in the morning, you have to plan your day.
Yeah.
I firmly believe in that. There is nothing after 8 o'clock you can plan. That itself is a success. When you plan something 8 o'clock, you may go wrong here and there, but we can at least change our plans. So before 8, I see to that this is what I want to do the whole day.
Okay.
And evening time, I have to come and prepare. It is tough because I have to balance. My daughter was in nursery, if I'm right, my older daughter. And the younger one is just 4 months old when I was doing my MBA.
Okay.
So balancing, that was very difficult.
Yeah. Did you have to do CAT and all that then also?
No, not necessarily, because I did in a part-time MBA program, which was affiliated to Madurai Kamaraj University at that time. Then went ahead with PhD.
But for PhD, it's 3-4 years, long drawn out, isn't it?
Yes, but if you do your MPhil, it's just a matter of 2 years.
Okay.
I did my MPhil full-time. So all my education was full-time. So it was easier for me to even pursue my PhD. 2 years. 2 years, I did slog out.
And what was that PhD in?
It would sound funny because I did an extension of my ice cream.
Ice cream.
But not in ice
going...
creams. It is brand positioning in white goods sector.
Okay.
White
it could be a
goods. Refrigerator and all those electronic
items. Okay.
They usually term white goods as goods which are white in color. Usually, those days, refrigerator used to be in white color.
Yes.
But nowadays, we have all the fancy colors. So I did on that. But it's just an extension of because I was quite confident about my thesis, MPhil thesis. So I thought, let me extend and I do it.
Okay.
That was my journey.
So when did you stop studying?
And I stopped studying.
Formal studies. Of course, as a teacher, even now, you'll have to study
Every day we are a student.
Yeah, that's a different thing. But when did you stop for a degree or something?
2004, I was awarded PhD. After that, I've stopped.
Oh, right. So then you became Dr. Anitha Ramachander and said, enough studies.
Because I remember my mother telling, how many days you're going to study? Your daughter is also coming up and growing. You'll be going to sit with her and study or what she'll ask me. So I thought, let me put a full stop.
Okay. So all this while, how supportive was your husband?
I got married at the age of 21.
Okay.
It was not a very conducive atmosphere. Married life was very different. And
to everyone it is.
Yes, it is. It is. You have your expectations of life was something else, and it happened to be something else. And I chose my partner, and it doesn't happen that way. I remember a small story I would like to narrate. There is a thorn. A couple walking. This is before marriage. They walk.
Okay.
The thorn pierced the girl's leg. The guy told, she screamed. The guy told, why are you screaming? No, there's a thorn that pricked my. He pulled out the thorn. He scolded the thorn. She's a princess. How can you pierce?
Oh my God. So romantic, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Then, same thing. Roles changed. They got married.
Okay.
Thorn pierced. He started scolding her. Can't you walk properly?
Okay.
That's a reality
of marriage.
What we think and what happens.
Oh my God, how disappointing.
So it is, but I didn't take it as a disappointment in my life. I thought it's a challenge. Because I know something is going wrong somewhere. And first thing is, I thought I should be taking responsibility for my life.
Fantastic.
So when I realized that, and it is, see, we are in a system or culture where arranged marriage, and we use a word called finding your own partner.
Yeah.
If it is arranged marriage, parents we can ask something to the parents. But here, my parents were of tremendous support.
That's really very heartening, Anitha. Tell me in what way they supported you.
I come from a typical Tamil Brahmin family. Married into a totally different culture.
Which is?
A typical Telugu family. And
okay, you chose your partner.
Yes.
So you can't blame anyone.
No. So it is taking up responsibility.
Okay.
So we think everything is going to be fine and we move ahead.
Was there any resistance to it from the family?
It was, but I waited. I waited for my parents. I don't know whether it's a positive quality or a negative quality of mine. I'm a very stubborn person.
Okay.
So I waited for my parents to give me the nod. I told, unless you clear this, I won't marry anyone. I'll marry the same person.
Very good.
So they waited. They saw that
You really meant
yes,
business.
what I meant. And
What about resistance from his family?
they were not. They were okay.
They were okay.
Because it's totally different.
Upar
thing.
niche types.
So they were okay with it. And but all those things started because when we live together,
Uh-huh.
then we realize there's lots of complexities also, and you have lots of complexes also. You see the partner talking well or doing something.
But what attracted you to him or him to you?
It was not about attraction. It was just,
Where did you meet him?
it was during my college days.
Okay.
So it was not about attraction. So many things came into that, and we were attracted to each other. That was it. It was
Okay.
nothing as such to be specific about the attraction part of it. Then when we got married, it was totally a different scenario. They were all belonging to a community where I should not be naming the community. They felt that women should not be working.
That's
Women
why.
should not be educated.
Uh-huh.
Then women should listen to the husband. So all those things were there.
It's still there.
It is there.
In any community. It's not that.
But now I think it is different.
Uh-huh.
I do find people from all sorts of backgrounds, they want their children to be educated. They want their daughter to be bold. They want their daughter to be studying. All those things it's totally changed. When it comes to them, they're okay with it. But when it's going to be a daughter-in-law or a wife.
Coming from a different family.
Yes, so it is. I was constantly told in our house, women should not go to work. In our house, what are you going to do studying MCom? What are you going to do doing MPhil? There is no need, kind of. But then I thought, no, let me not do it. With lots of hardship. It's not only about it. I underwent so many harassment, rather, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Which actually affected both my children.
Mm-hmm.
And then their health issues happened. Even that has made me strong. My older daughter, she was diagnosed with congenital heart disease.
Okay.
So even when we took her to the hospital, she was born on Jan 1st. So I was so proud that I got a
New Year baby.
princess on Jan 1st, a New Year baby. I still remember the sisters coming around in the hospital and singing for her.
Oh, how sweet. Okay.
So within 3 months, we found out that because of the pressure which I went in,
Uh-huh.
it has affected my kid.
All right. Okay.
Then at a very young age, she was taken for the angio and everything. They didn't diagnose that she cannot be operated. It is it's an ailment which cannot be operated because it's risky.
Okay.
So with God's grace, I have lots of faith that she'll be all right. The doctors.
How old is she now?
She's going to be 20, Jan 1st.
Okay, so this hasn't really come in the way of her normal.
No.
Not a lot.
She is very strong, very determined girl.
Okay, but she still carries that whatever.
Yes. In fact, not many people know this, that she's got a problem. The second child was born in 1998. She was, I didn't know this concept of dyslexic, LD, all those things were coming.
Slow learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier, no, it was like when a child was not studying or something, we used to brand them, it's not good for anything.
Lazy.
Yeah.
No, you just said, okay, lazy.
I think Tare Zameen Par has opened many people's eyes.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
And we come from a family where we don't know all these things, something new for us. Something was different in my younger child. She was, I took her to many places, finally found that she had mild MR, that is mental retardation.
Okay.
Both girls. Then this child, today I'm so proud.
Uh-huh.
Even a normal person, I should not be using the word normal, but yet I will tell this, even a normal person cannot do what my younger daughter is doing.
Okay, what is that?
She never used to even know how to read her own name. She cannot even pronounce her own name. She was finding it till 10 years of age. Today she is 15, she's going to be 16 now in February. She can read books, big books. She can handle computers.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. It is something which even the teachers find it a miracle.
Amazing.
Kind of amazing.
Okay.
Because I started involving with her from 10 years. Till 10 years I was also ruthless in my career. Because I want to give good life to my children. I never looked back. That too, when my younger one was born, from the time she was born till 10 years, I thought, no, I should establish myself as something somewhere wherein I mean something of value to the society.
Okay.
So at 10 years, I realized, yes, I should give this child
Time.
But I was misled by many schools. This is a sort of an advice to parents.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that your child doesn't have potential at all.
Mm-hmm.
There are schools that say that we can do this, we can do that. The same thing happened with my younger daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Leading schools, best of best schools, they just took lots of fees from me saying that we will change her, she's going to be normal this way.
Mm-hmm.
That way, nothing happened.
Okay.
She came back, how she went, the same
Came
way.
back. Okay.
But currently, she's going to a very nice place. Earlier also, she was in a very nice place. Now, I shifted her to somewhere.
Is it a special school or is it a mainstream school?
It is a special school.
Okay.
They're doing a wonderful job.
Okay.
The way they motivate, dedicate themselves,
Mm-hmm.
the ladies, they dedicate themselves for these children. Amazing it is.
Mm-hmm.
They see to that the child is changed. Today I can relax because the child is really changed. She's going to take up a 10th standard exam.
Wow. Okay.
Initially, they told that she can't take up. My daughter has told, I will take up, mommy. I told, take 3 papers. She said, no, I'll take 5 papers.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be tough for her. I know that. But I think she can manage. So this itself is a challenge. And for me, I was talking to
So you're dealing with all these things.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes my colleagues or someone, they ask me, Madam, you're so lucky. You got married early. Your small children are grown up. Our children are still small. Everything is settled. Nice for you.
Okay.
What is there? I smile at them because I think it's not important for me to discuss my personal life. But when all these day-to-day petty things like husband issues, mother-in-law issues, all those things come, I think it's really weird. Life is much, much more than that.
It's beyond all that.
It's beyond.
But okay, it's all very well to say that, Anitha, but to go beyond, if you're all the time pulled back with these little fires at home, isn't it very demoralizing for a woman?
The strength is within her. It's
Yes.
just in his imagination. If she thinks, not only for a woman, even if it's a man,
Yeah.
if he thinks he can do it. I lost my husband when I was 30 years, when I was 30 years old.
Oh, okay.
So it was very tough to raise 2 small children.
Uh-huh.
I did it.
Okay.
I'm still doing it.
Mhm.
My
Yeah,
work
you're
is
a
not
single
ended.
mom for how many years? 10 years?
10 years.
10 years?
10 to 11 years.
And that's a growing time for
yes.
them. Okay.
So it is tough on my children, but to be very honest, my children have not missed a father. No, I would say that they become strong rather.
Yeah, I think I like
Yes.
that word better.
I would use the word strong
Yeah.
because they become very strong.
Correct. That's a better word than tough.
My younger one is stronger in fact.
Fine. Okay.
So
And
it
how
was-
did your parents support? You didn't tell me a
Yes.
little more about it.
with all these things, I think not a single day my parents have taunted, you have done this. That itself is a great support for me. I was with my parents for so many years.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So they looked after me and my children at the right time when I needed someone to take care of my kids. Now that I moved out or I'm independent, but then the crucial age, the with teething problems. So that's the age when I needed support. It was my parents throughout. Not only my parents, my relatives, my maternal side, all of them were there. But not a single day. That is very important. We should never taunt a girl or a child for doing a mistake that because you chose a life, that's why you're suffering.
Okay.
That is something which we always make a mistake. So that is something which I have also learnt. My parents have accepted me and I accept my children. They are with me, so I accept my children however they are. So it is that sort of a freedom is given for me to think and do. So I think that itself is a cultural mismatch with my husband probably.
Okay. So there was a mismatch, you said.
Yes, it was. So, we have a broad-minded outlook, and when you go into a family where they think very narrowly that women should not do this, you should listen, you should be inside the house, when we take you out, only you should come. It is totally a different, those things don't happen during courtship.
How will it happen? You're not in the
No,
family.
it's always, first impression is a thing, they give is always nice.
Okay.
In both the sides, for the girl also. I'll also try to show the best side to the person. It's always, we don't want to talk about.
This doesn't happen, you mean, in a arranged marriage?
Maybe because everything is new, or even the parents are there to support both the sides. They talk about everything.
Because they brought about it, so they want to give you the...
It's a totally different, they are there always.
Yeah.
They got into this.
Now that you are in teaching fraternity and you have a lot of students. And don't you think today there's a lot of issues about youngsters finding their own partners and the parents not accepting it? Do you find that now amongst your students?
Many of my classmates also get married.
Uh-huh.
Many of my students, they marry their own classmates.
Okay.
So I don't find the parents are okay with it. I think that thing has changed a bit. It's changed. I would not say much.
Mm-hmm.
It is coming. They are also realizing that. And these days, children are very sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Even for small things, they want to do something, harm themselves. And
exactly.
So parents are also realizing if we don't do it.
They're scared about that.
So I have got invitations from my students who got married to the classmates, and they're open about it.
Uh-huh.
The parents are okay with it.
Okay, that's a nice trend.
It is happening. I would not say drastically, but
Okay.
it is. It will take some more time for us to change.
So then how did you come into this position that you're in now?
Then I thought I should give comforts to my children.
Mm-hmm.
Now to my children are my priority. It's not that for any other mother it's not, but it is anything I do.
Because you're
I
a
think
single mom also, you would want to give all your...
I want to give them
best.
the best.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want them to be thinking that it's just because their father hails from a very affluent family.
Okay.
So I didn't want them to think that my mother is raised, so this is not there or this is missing. And at the same time, I don't want to give them the comforts in such a way that they think everything is easily available or affordable.
Mm-hmm.
They should know that the mother is struggling to get it done, and they should know how it happens. So to come to that extent, I think I have imbibed those values in them also. This is how the life has to be. Then I started my career as a lecturer. Nowadays, we don't even use the word lecturer.
Professor?
Entry-level person is called assistant professor.
Okay, not
So
bad.
it's changed from last year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 years ago. So I started as a lecturer. It was very hard because junior most person, including senior most people used to give their work on us. So it
What's the work? The lecture, you have to go and lecture in the class.
apart from that, even the senior most teachers,
You
they
mean
used to-
preparing the lessons and things like that?
sometimes they may not be pushed to go to class, so I have to handle their classes.
That way.
So even those things,
Corrections, paper corrections.
no, it was not about corrections, it was about taking classes itself.
Okay.
So, but it was really challenging. I used to voluntarily accept it because I know what are the pros and cons of handling different subjects. I started taking more subjects, but then there's always something which is in me, like doing some innovative things. In the college which I worked here, one of the colleges which I worked, they never had a magazine. So I still remember, I want to start something. I used to always be with the students. We want to do something. They never had that idea of bringing out a magazine. I said, we have to. Students should write. Whatever is in their mind, they should write. That is very important. So they started doing it. Then we didn't have the funds to do it.
Always fundraising is a tough job.
It is. And we are asked so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
So with the minimum funds, the students started gathering all those things. We didn't have a proper printer. So we started typing, photocopying it, making, using the punching machine, making holes, tag, using everything. We made our own handmade magazine and released it on the Independence Day.
Okay.
Then this is just a small thing. Like this, everything started. I want to do something very innovative, and I don't want to be a very ordinary teacher. It was already in my mind that Anitha will never be an ordinary teacher. An ordinary teacher just enters the class. An extraordinary teacher lives in the heart of the student.
Great. Okay.
I am a firm believer, and I believe in something called being an architect.
Mm-hmm.
I always imagine I'm only making my student. I am giving a form to the student. So I am the architect, and they are the pillars. I religiously follow this. So this made me do more things.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought, if I'm going to be this, I won't do much. I need to lead. If I'm going to be a lecturer, I can't lead.
Okay.
So that was my mind. I will lead. I will be a head. So started, for being a head, you have to do your PhD.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how I got entered into this Carnatic University. I did my PhD. Excellent guide I had.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was recognized as one of the key person in one of the institution here.
Uh-huh.
And they made me as a deputy director.
All right.
So which was at the age of 32, 33,
Not
too
bad.
young.
Not bad.
And I remember they had told me that I'm the first woman director in Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me more. Deputy director is not what I wanted. I want to become a director.
Wow, okay.
So started working on it. Started setting up B schools. It was a junior B school which I set up first.
Okay.
Then slowly went into setting up
When you say set up, right from scratch.
right from scratch.
Okay.
It is like changing the entire program from what it was to what it is, giving a new dimension to the program. Everything I did.
Okay, the syllabus.
The syllabus is always, it was affiliated to the university.
Okay.
So I didn't have much scope to do with syllabus. But I did add value-added programs to the course.
Okay.
Wherein students know that this is not the only thing. Not the curriculum is not very important. You need something else in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't believe in the concept of the placement, the word placement.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage students to do something called entrepreneurship. Be an entrepreneur. You give job to people.
Mm-hmm.
So that concept which I always prefer. And when students come and ask for placement, I said, first you make yourself marketable. Why you want someone else to do it?
Okay.
So slowly I moved on. I in fact formulated for a leadership institute the syllabus. I did it. Set up one more institution. Slowly it changed my career
From teaching
from
to
teaching to
academic administration.
academic administration.
Okay.
Now also I do teach.
Okay, now tell me about management education.
1961 IIMs had started, IIM Ahmedabad. That was the time management education itself came into, something which people start becoming aware of. But slowly, even in 1988, we had roughly around 100 B schools, 100 plus something.
Mm-hmm.
It's latter part of that 80s, or I would say early 90s, we had 200 B schools that moved on. Now today we are around 3,300 or 3,500 B schools.
Okay.
I used to ask my students, why you want to take an MBA program?
Mm-hmm.
Some students used to say, I will get better dowry.
That's okay. I didn't expect that answer.
No, I was taken aback when some students told, because that was, I'm talking about some 15 years ago,
All
10,
right.
15 years ago. But still our younger generation, they have to go a long way. They don't do all that. They don't take much of
And that's why I'm
time in
looking
doing
at
these
you in a very
research and
doubtful manner. Oh,
Yeah.
right. They choose the college, they look at the infrastructure, they've got the faculty all lined up, and they get into the program. Okay. How relevant is their program to
degree.
industry?
See, relevance when we talk about the MBA programs which are affiliated to the university system, even the educational institutions which are taking up those programs, they don't have much scope to change or modify the programs. Until today, we lack that. We are not industry-based.
That's why I'm
The
asking.
curriculum is really not industry-based. Abroad, you can see companies coming forward. They get into collaboration with universities. They give programs. But still, we have not gone to that extent. One advantage of a PGDM autonomous program is that you can modify. You can have your, whatever you want, you can do. Now we have not only about specializations in area of functional areas, we have it in specialization of the domain also.
Okay.
You have come in sports management, hospitality
Yeah, I
management,
know.
retail management. So many things have come into.
I'm talking about students.
It is
only.
always the best student gets the best companies, and when even the placement activity takes place, it is always those few. The others who cannot change or nothing could be changing them forever. So how much ever all the soft skills or whatever training we give, certain things have to be within us. That motivation to do things, the motivation, the inner urge to do something. Achieve. I firmly believe that I come from a typical university system.
Yeah.
So if I could do it, these days youngsters, it's an extreme case. These days youngsters, they are topmost in achievement of everything. Otherwise, they don't want to do anything.
The parents are spoiling them.
Yes.
And they're giving them everything, and they think they're entitled to it, and they want the world to do
It's like,
the same.
what I don't have, my child has to get.
Yes. Whether it deserves it.
Yes, that is there. I think lots of them go there. That's the reason why children are not even bold enough to handle issues these days.
Yes. I want to conclude this conversation. I'm very glad that you affirmed what I've been thinking about it. And like somebody wrote about, today's youngsters are spineless, knowledgeable wonders. On that note, we'll say, okay, they are knowledgeable wonders. We'll forget the spineless part of it. All right, but it's reality. Thank you so much, Anitha, for sharing your life and about management education today.
I enjoyed a lot
You did?
having a conversation with you.
Thank
It's
you.
something